I think he got the power, and he got the equalizers. Anything can happen with Tank. But Tank gave away a lot of rounds.
With 1,000 keys on it. But every key, they knew that key was for a certain door to get into the building. I'm saying, he's the super with that big key ring, and he's looking for the right key to get in the door.
That's match.
Did you understand in that moment, like, why he is who he is?
Yeah, I seen why he was able to beat these guys.
Curmel Moton has issued a strong warning to Lamont, urging him to think twice before agreeing to a rematch with Gervonta "Tank" Davis. Following the emergence of Davis's powerful new physique and sharper skills, Moton stressed that Tank had become even more dangerous. He highlighted Davis's rightful position as the face of boxing and cautioned that any bout with him carries major risk. According to Moton, challenging Davis again is nothing short of a high-stakes gamble.
I put the pressure, that's what's going to sell for the fight. I know I'm a better fighter than a sharper fighter, and I know I'm working harder than him. So, we're going to see. But I know that I have what it takes, and I'm going to do it first.
Gervonta Davis's latest training footage is generating major buzz. In a short gym clip, his transformed physique alone signals trouble. He's noticeably more muscular, and his movements are sharp, explosive, and laser-focused. Each punch lands with precision and purpose, revealing a fighter in peak form. Observers agree. This isn't casual training. Davis is preparing to dominate. His intense condition sends a clear message. He's taking the upcoming rematch very seriously and plans to make a statement. Curmel Moton offered a rare, deeply personal reflection on sparring with Gervonta "Tank" Davis. He spoke with respect and caution, having experienced Davis's overwhelming intensity firsthand. It wasn't just Davis's power that stood out. It was his precise timing, relentless pressure, and strategic breakdown of opponents. Curmel described how Tank systematically pushed him into survival mode, exposing every weakness with calculated precision. That session gave him a clear understanding of why so many seasoned fighters struggle against Davis. It wasn't only physical, it was a mental battle too, demanding focus, endurance, and resilience at the highest level.
What was it like when you sparred him? I know you sparred Tank early on.
Yeah.
What was that experience like? Like, replay that experience for me. Like, you coming out of it, what was your thought?
Yeah, I was nervous at first. I think I was 15 at the time we sparred, so he wasn't really like trying to knock me out or nothing like that. But we were going like, he was using the speed on me. Like, we was both like going speed for speed, and it was great. It was like a chess match.
Did you understand in that moment, like, why he is who he is?
Yeah, I seen why he was able to beat these guys. Then I also see why I'm. So I got all this hype around me.
Despite understanding the risks, Curmel once voiced his desire to face Gervonta Davis before the champion retires. It wasn't driven by ego, but by a deep urge to test himself against one of boxing's most complete fighters. He believed that stepping into the ring with someone as elite as Davis would reveal his true level. That ambition, though risky, shows the mindset of a warrior who embraces challenge and honors greatness by wanting to confront it directly.
It's a big fight. Do you think Tank will retire before you can, because there is a small possibility. He's still at 35, so maybe you can catch him at 40 in 5 years, right? He's, 29? He'll be 29 November, or he's 29 now? One of the two, so he'll be 30. Technically, it'll be like him fighting Loma, almost 36. Or you don't even think about that?
I don't think about it. I'm not really focused on it. I'm focused on now. My upcoming fights. Take one fight at a time, but who knows what the future holds. I do know Tank said that he ain't want to be around that much longer though. From what he said, take care of not Devin no more. You know, fight Devin. Shakur. What's he said? Tifimo? I think he said he wanted to retire.
The frequent comparisons between Curmel and Gervonta Davis haven't gone unnoticed. Rather than taking offense, Curmel sees him as a sign of his development and growing potential. Being mentioned in the same breath as a global star, like Davis, speaks volumes about how far he's come. He understands that Davis is a defining figure in modern boxing, known for more than just titles. He delivers excitement. For Curmel, that comparison fuels his drive to reach greatness.
A lot of people compare you to Tank. Where you hear that, like when they call you Tank 2.0 or whatever, how do you feel about that?
I used to take it as like a compliment. When I was an amateur, I used to take it as a compliment. They compared me to Tank, you know, he facing boxing, the biggest names in the sport, real high skill. But now I feel like I want to make a name for myself. I don't want to be 2.0 or nobody. I want to be the first me, you know, and make my...
Oscar de la Hoya, a seasoned voice in boxing, weighed in on the upcoming clash with honest insight, while he acknowledged Lamont Roach's skill and technical talent. He didn't hesitate to highlight the danger Gervonta Davis presents. In De La Hoya's view, Roach is facing a whole new level of aggression, explosiveness, and ring IQ. He believes Tank's intensity makes this matchup far more than just a test. It's a serious threat to Roach.
No, I think Lamont Roach is a terrific fighter. He might be a little over his head with Gervonta Davis. Gervonta Davis is, I mean, to say the least, he's a beast. He really is. He's a tremendous fighter. He's a dedicated fighter when it comes to training and fighting and making sure that he's in optimal conditions when he steps inside that squared circle. It's going to be a tough night for Roach, but you can never count him out. You know, watching him fight up close and personal, he's sneaky good, which means he can catch you at any time. He can land combinations, sometimes at will, without you even knowing it. You know, he's that sneaky. So yeah, it's going to be very interesting. But you know, obviously Gervonta Davis has the experience, he has the knowledge, he has that mean streak in him that will take you out with any punch.
Frank Martin has offered a straightforward analysis ahead of the rematch, expressing respect for Lamont Roach's skill set, but predicting a challenging night for him. From Martin's perspective, Gervonta Davis's mix of power, timing, and ring control will slowly dismantle Roach. He believes Tank will apply steady, calculated pressure that eventually forces Roach into survival mode. Martin's view is rooted in first-hand understanding of the physical and mental toll a relentless, high-level fighter like Davis can inflict.
They're trying to get that fight more of a, like, oh, it's going to be a good fight, but no, Roach is a decent fighter, but Tank on dog. Tank on dog.
For sure.
Steven Espinoza provides a wider lens on the conversation, stating that Gervonta Davis performs best in the 135-pound division, where his speed and power are in perfect sync, although Davis has fought at 140. Espinoza believes lightweight is where he truly dominates. He also sheds light on failed mega fight negotiations, like with Shakur Stevenson, citing complex contractual issues. Nevertheless, Espinoza remains confident in Davis's upward trajectory and the magnetic star power he brings to the sport.
For sure. Waking up in Texas and coming over here, I'm like, geez, that cold is different, huh?
Yeah, absolutely.
Steven, Tank versus Lamont Roach, right? March 1st, we're going to get this fight here in New York. There are a lot of questions on why Lamont Roach, right? Let's not discredit him. He's a great fighter, great chin, high IQ. Why Lamont Roach? That's the questions that all the fans are asking.
Look, I think the reality is, I think those are fair questions. I mean, when you have fighters the caliber of Tank, you know, of Canelo, the bar is always high. You know, when you continue to perform well against high-level opposition, you know, people expect a lot from you. You know, there were preliminary discussions about the Shakur fight, you know, early on, like back early, you know, for 2024, before this was scheduled. Didn't get very far for reasons I won't go into. But
come on.
You know, I just think there were, you know, I'm not sure that the time was right. I think, you know, what Shakur was looking for was something different than, you know, he was looking for more of a long-term commitment other than just doing one fight, you know, and so he's got his deal, you know, he's getting busy, he's got a fight scheduled, and, you know, maybe we'll pick up and do something there. But aside from that, I mean, to be candid, you know, those are the big names at 135. I know Tank has gone up to 140, and he would on occasion. He hasn't looked the best there. You know, overall, I think 135 is his best.
Inside Davis's camp, training is far from ordinary. It's a display of raw dominance. One standout moment reportedly saw him drop a sparring partner with a single punch, leaving even veteran trainers stunned. Such displays aren't uncommon for Tank, whose power in the gym mirrors what fans see on fight night. His focus is laser sharp, with every session pointing toward one goal, making a statement. For this rematch, Davis isn't just preparing to win, he's preparing to send a message.
I don't think anybody can take his power. You know he knocked out heavyweights? Tell me the story, what happened?
What's the one boy name?
No, don't say a name, I don't want to embarrass anyone.
No, you're right.
But tell people what happened.
And I was about to spar. Before I was about to spar Tank, he was sparring this big boy.
A heavyweight.
Heavyweight boy. And Tank hit that nigga. He hit him so hard that he was on the top of the rope just like this. Like, I thought he died. Like, I ain't gonna lie to you. I thought he died.
Tank, is that true? You almost killed a heavyweight in the ring? That's what he said. Because he asked me, how does a 135 pounder take your power? I said, I don't think anybody takes the power.
Just not getting there.
Were you shocked when you saw that?
No.
Were you shocked?
I was just like,
And you know what else he told me? You punched him upstairs, he lost feeling in his leg. No, he didn't. You told me that, right? No, it happened. Yeah.
Lamont Roach isn't stepping into this fight as an underdog hoping for a miracle. He's arriving seasoned, focused, and sharpened by experience. With only one loss on his record, Roach has crafted a style built on precision, patience, and growth from past setbacks. His movement and timing are at their peak, and his mindset is locked in. He's not entering the ring to simply survive Gervonta Davis. He's coming to test him, challenge him, and push back on every front.
Out here selling under 150,000 pay-per-views, you kidding me? Oh man, Face of Boxing, yeah, turn that shit off. Yeah, we shutting that shit down every single time. Does Shakur really want to fight Tank? I think Shakur could sell a bit more with somebody else, especially in Saudi. I feel like they could find him a dancing partner that'd do a little bit better than 150,000. Okay, I get it. This is why PBC delayed this fight for what, 5 months? I ain't want to pay this motherfucker because y'all know he can't settle. I mean, this should have been evident. If you do the math, Tank has never been that great of a pay-per-view draw. He sold over 300K twice now in his career. He sold over 300K with Ryan Garcia, that's obvious, Ryan's a bigger star. And then he sold over 300 with Martin, so about 325. But when we put it in perspective, that Frank Martin fight was a comeback fight after a year layoff, so it was always going to sell. Every comeback fight's going to sell. It was one of the first pay-per-views on Amazon's new PBC deal, so they were really trying to push it. And then he had David Benavidez as the co-main event with Gary Russell and Alberto Puello under them. You take away all those factors, that this wasn't a comeback fight. David Benavidez isn't the co-main event, and Amazon has now been in the game for over a year. It makes sense it only sold 150. I know there's going to be a couple of you guys in the comments, no, it's on 500K. Don't be so good. It didn't sell 500K. I don't know if Tank's a top, well, I know for a fact he's not a top 5 draw in the sport of boxing anymore. Whoa. He's not selling pay-per-views. Bivol better be up just triple it. Well, Jerry, their pay-per-views are cheaper. Don't matter. All that matters is who has more eyes watching him, and Bivol better be after Tank.
Roach's credentials command respect. A former world champion, he's proven himself at the highest level of competition. While Gervonta Davis often commands a spotlight, Lamont Roach has quietly built a legacy rooted in consistency, technical skill, and resilience. His past victories highlight not just durability, but sharp, composed style under pressure. Those who underestimate Roach overlook the depth he brings into the ring. Unlike many challengers who crumble against Tank's intensity, Roach adapts, resets, and counters with purpose. When their first encounter ended in a draw, it sent shockwaves through the boxing world. For the first time in years, questions were raised about Davis's aura of invincibility. That result wasn't just a number on a record. It marked a visible crack in Tank's dominance. Fans and analysts alike began to debate whether it was an off night or a real sign of vulnerability. Roach's performance became a blueprint on how to challenge Davis.
He's a businessman now, you know. He's not all loud and crazy like he was. He's kind of toned it and tamed it, calmed it and tamed it down, toned it down a bit. So I respect that with Ryan, man, and I think he's gonna be a lot more focused now. And he's actually gonna go and train, and he's gonna definitely put on a show, and I think he's gonna win, man. I think he's gonna win by knockout.
How long does that fight go in your opinion?
It won't go past 6.
Everyone's been saying that.
I don't think it goes past 6.
Why?
What's up, fam?
Why do you guys think it?
Nah, there's too many hoes in the game. Too many hoes in this game.
Like, cut that right on out. Okay, cut that out.
Too many hoes in this game, man. Y'all know, man. Come on, everybody's stupid. You know what I'm saying? Stevie Wonder, man, you can see that he got a lot of hoes in this game, man. You know, he's very unconventional, but you know, got some pop on his shots, but that's it. You know, I think Ryan's gonna catch him with that left hook, and it's gonna be 9-9.
How shocking would it be if Rolly pulled the upset?
That'd be shocking as hell if Rolly pulled off the upset. But I think Rolly's damaged goods, man. I mean, if you look at his last couple of fights, bro, he hasn't been the same since he got knocked out by Gervonta Davis, bro. He hasn't been the same. You know, sometimes one fight can ruin your entire career, man. It's just not the same. Not the same mentally. He's not the same physically, bro. And after he left his coach, you know, coach has been, you know, that was coach starting out, Bill Bullock. Yeah, he looks a little different. No disrespect to anybody that's working with him now, but he just looks different, bro. He's not the same fighter.
What about Devin returning against Ramirez?
Good fight, but Devin should be able to outbox Ramirez. I love Ramirez to death. I love him to death, but he can be outboxed. You know, he comes forward, he got great left hook. We're going to see if Devin learned anything. A little slower with the left hook, but Ramirez got pop. He got pop on that left hook, man. So it's a good test for Devin, you know, because you already know what's lined up.
Post-fight comments from Gervonta Davis stirred debate as he pointed to personal issues and ring rust instead of acknowledging Lamont Roach's performance. Many in the boxing world viewed this as an attempt to deflect credit from a worthy opponent. While Davis has every right to assess his own showing, critics argue that downplaying such a competitive fight undermines sportsmanship and overlooks the clear growth and skill Roach demonstrated in pushing him to the limit.
You gotta talk about it. So Tank officially came out and says that he wants to do this rematch as early as May. Now, if that were to happen, Lamont Roach gets a second time to prove himself. Now, in my personal opinion, his stock has already risen. He is already known. The fact that he was told to stop the Tank decision and ended in a draw. Whether he loses this fight or not, because he's directly in line to go against the Keyshawn Davis, the Shakur Stevens, etc., Devin Haney's, etc. I can see him moving up against Devin Haney or Ryan Roach, somebody like that. So many people fight. Roach has definitely moved himself. But let's talk about something else, and that is the hairstyle situation. My own opinion, I think she should have been quiet. As a hairstylist, there's nothing for you to say. There's nothing for you to say. No fan in boxing is going to look at that like, I'm wearing my hair. No one would say that. And she hurt herself when she came out and made multiple claims. You can always resist the whole actual saying, oh, this is sometimes it's basically. But you guys let me know in the comments. Should she ever be quiet or should she be able to smoke?
Amid all the debate and noise, one truth stands out. Gervonta Davis is a master of mid-fight adjustments. When circumstances shift, he doesn't panic. He recalibrates. His ability to read an opponent's rhythm and shift strategy on the fly sets him apart. Whether transitioning from defense to offense or managing distance under pressure, Davis adapts with precision. This flexibility is what makes him so dangerous. Because even if things begin unfavorably, he always finds a way to take control and respond.
Try to get to us when we're going to frustrate him. He doesn't get frustrated. He takes his time. He's deliberate. You know, a lot of times at the beginning, people thought he was just a seek and destroy missile. They thought he was just a guy that got you. And they thought that he would get over anxious. He don't get over anxious. He takes his time. He slowly crosses, closes those gaps. you know, inch by inch, step by step, and then he gets to you. He reminds me of the old-time janitors, the superintendents in the big buildings, those big buildings, and they had a big brass key ring about this big with 1,000 keys on it. But every key, they knew that key was for a certain door to get into the building. When he's moving around, I'm saying, he's the super with that big key ring, and he's looking for the right key to get in the door.
You're great with the analogies. I love the analogies.
And he finds the right key.
He does.
He doesn't walk into a room and like, bang! You know, oh my God, I should open that door. And a lot of guys do. Romero walks into that room. Garcia walks into that room. You know? So he don't. And that's part of what separates him and makes him a guy that's one of the most complete fighters right now of all time.
That's all for today's video. Stay tuned next time